Tuesdays over there. That's always a favorite on New Orleans, you know, Mardi Gras. So that's coming up soon-ish, I think. Yeah, I always forget. Of course, New Orleans and all that. Still Fat Tuesdays after all these years. This is very much like, you know, like Friday, Saturday nights, you know, Partyville-ish. Hold on, I forgot they were here. So I forgot they had a spot here. Across from Engine 11 over there. And Metal Donuts. Okay. This used to be Serpico restaurant. There used to be a circle window here, not a square one. In old pictures that they had, at least that's what I recall. So I'm sure everything's been switched out now, but I came up with the name Serpico Dreams for my YouTube channel. Oddly, like, I recognized the word. I forgot there was a restaurant down here called Serpico that closed, you know, around the pandemic probably. Actually, I was watching a YouTuber named who goes by Sherpa and Sherpa's Day, like SHERPA, and he had a husky Malamute who he named Sherpa. Sherpa passed away before Christmas last year, but he also had a Mini Coupe, like a red Mini Coupe, like Austin Powers-ish, you know, and he's British, so over in Cornwall. So he's like southwest of Gatwick and or Gatwick, sorry, and London and all that stuff. He's like down in the southwest corner of England. And he had a license plate with special characters, kind of, on the front of his Mini Coupe. And every time, it's supposed to say Sherpa, but every time I saw his license plate, I got Serpico. Serpico. So it's like, I want to have a dog someday. Like, I just want to live a normal life, and I was put through like a really weird mill, you know, that forced me into conspiracy land, you know, and it's like, I don't want to wind up with this group, you know. So anyway, so that's how I came up with the name for this channel. I still have one that I keep up called Philadelphia Walks PTSD, and I have readings from my book on there, and a few regular videos I was live streaming back then. But what I realized and what can be shown is that when you live stream, in a way, you are on the airwaves, and people come in and chat, and each comment can affect, you know, it's hard for their comments to not necessarily affect your mood, or a tone can come through with their comments and you're not sure, and this happens in real life, whether you're live streaming or not. You're not sure, you're interpreting it one way because of the energy that comes through, and you're like, are they being annoying on purpose, or are they actually like which is it? How do you know which it is? Like, or for some reason, is that how it's coming through when they really had a different intention? So it can be hard to tell, but I do know that when you're on the open airwaves, whether through live stream or otherwise, you can be driven crazy and you're stuck in a position of desperately needing to tell your story and defending yourself against people who will they will always minimize your experience. They will not understand how bad, like, people are trained and brainwashed to always minimize other people's experiences. For the most part, you have some trained or experienced people who either experience life a certain way, or they went to school specifically to figure out how to support people who are never supported, emotionally or otherwise. So anyway, that's what I want to say about that. Live streaming can turn into like a serious problem, psychological attack, for people, you know, as chatters come in and gang up on the person live streaming. And it could be symbolic of someone's life in general. Say your whole life you've been ganged up on, and you are a single independent person, and for a million reasons you didn't wind up with other people. It could be out of sheer survival to be alone, oddly enough. Other people don't understand how to be alone, or they just assume you can't figure out how to find a partner, this, that, you don't know how to do it right. Or you're surviving, you're protecting yourself from a world filled with 90% abusive people. I am so not kidding. I am so not kidding. Especially if you're born into a certain income bracket, and technically a lot of people are bullies, abusive, or that's how they learn to survive, and they won't come to the other side of, you were victimized, you know, it's better to learn how to support, like learn how to not be a bully if you are one. So bullies have a harder time changing. I had a therapist say this: kind, nice people have to learn how to adapt, and kind, nice people grow, while bullies always stay stuck in bullyhood. So cigarettes in hand and everything. So not kidding. So anyway, stealing other people's money and everything else. And